Welcome to this Kirkpatrick podcast. This is Wendy Kirkpatrick, and I'm here today with Jim Kirkpatrick, and what we're going to be discussing is a common question that we get via email, in our LinkedIn discussion group, and often in our sessions, which is, should I always conduct a Level 1? I'm going to turn it over to Jim to get us started.
Wendy, that is a common question. You're right. In fact, it's one of the most frequent that we get, and it's real tempting to want to say, yes, you always conduct a Level 1. But if we look at this question in a little more detail, we find that implicit in that question is that there is a strict, rigid definition of what a Level 1 is that we are conducting. And oftentimes, what I think people are thinking is it's a reaction sheet given to participants immediately after the session. And if that indeed is the question, the answer is no. And the reason that we say no is that we don't want people to be locked into always doing the same type of evaluation at Level 1, and frankly, a lot of times formally evaluating Level 1 at the end of a session with a reaction sheet is not even called for, and it's not even necessary. So what we want the listeners to consider here is that there is a broader definition of what conducting a Level 1 is, and that can include things beyond just giving somebody a reaction sheet at the end. One of the concepts we talk a lot about is formative evaluation, where you have your fingers on the pulse of what's going on in a session. And those fingers on the pulse can be both in an instructor-led and an e-learning module. We're trying to find out not just if our participants are satisfied along the way, but are they with us, and are they finding what's going on relevant to their future. So there's lots of different ways to do that, all the way from just a good instructor being able to sense and see what's going on, to questions that are asked, to reading body language and the type of feedback you're getting. And we want to make sure that you are assessing Level 1 in every single program you deliver along the way, because if you wait till the end and you give a reaction sheet in a summative manner, sometimes it's too late to do anything about the things that were going on that maybe were distracting the learner or were not relevant to what they were interested in learning.
Thanks, Jim. Another point that I'd like to make related to the question of should I always conduct a Level 1 is that really the Kirkpatricks advocate measuring as many levels as possible every time you take the time, money, and resources to conduct evaluation. So what do we mean by this? If you do choose to do some sort of evaluation at the end of a session, we would hope that you're going to measure more than Level 1 customer satisfaction. In fact, we'd encourage you to incorporate questions that measure all three of the dimensions at Level 1, which are customer satisfaction, engagement, and relevance to the participants. Furthermore, we encourage you to consider adding questions that also get into Level 2. For example, the dimensions of confidence and commitment in particular. How confident do people feel to apply this new knowledge when they get back to the job, and will they commit to you that they're actually going to put forth the effort to do that? From there, we encourage you to go ahead and ask questions about what kinds of outcomes they even think that they might accomplish if they do actually use these new knowledge, skills, or ideas on the job. So don't just measure only one dimension of Level 1 customer satisfaction. Measure as many levels as you can whenever you conduct your measurement. We hope that these tips are helpful to you in assessing how and when you measure Level 1 as well as all of the other levels before and after your training programs. Now, if you've enjoyed this podcast tip, we encourage you to stay subscribed with us for more free tips and information from Kirkpatrick Partners. To do so, just go to our website, kirkpatrickpartners.com. And right on the homepage on the right-hand side, there's a place to register with us. When you do that, you'll receive our weekly e-newsletter with tips just like this, free of charge, and you'll also get access to our online resources library. The library contains over 50 diagrams, podcasts, tips, tools, recordings, white papers, and articles, all free of charge, things to help you. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.